On 4 July 1970, a baby gorilla born at the San Francisco Zoo would show the world that animals can think, feel, and communicate. This baby was not an ordinary gorilla. It was an animal that could talk to humans. Her name was Koko, and her story would give us incredible emotions. But Koko's life did not start easily. When she was a baby, she contracted a serious illness and had to be separated from her mother. She was raised by carers until she recovered, but when she regained her health, her mother rejected her. Koko was left alone among other gorillas in a cage where she didn't feel she belonged. That's when a human decided to touch Koko's life. Penny Patterson was a young psychology student and wanted to do research on the ability of animals to learn language. But her bond with Koko would turn from just a scientific study into an incredible friendship. Penny quickly realized that Koko was no ordinary gorilla. She started to teach her sign language, and Koko started to learn words at an incredible speed. The first word she learnt was queen. She chose to use the word queen instead of her name when describing herself. Over time, Koko's vocabulary grew. She could express more than 1,000 words in sign language and understand more than 2,000 words. Not only simple nouns or verbs, but also abstract concepts. He could make sense of words such as good, bad, fake, real, and could creatively generate new words when necessary. He also had an incredible sense of humor. One day, her carer pulled Penny's hair and then laughed out loud as she signaled, "I'm sorry." Her sense of humor showed that Koko had a theory of mind. That is, she could understand the thoughts and feelings of other beings and even make jokes about them. But Koko could express herself not only with words, but also with actions. One day, her carer showed her a skeleton and asked, "Is this alive or dead?" Koko signaled, "Dead." Then, when her carer asked, "Where do dead gorillas go?" she replied, "In a cozy hole." This response indicated that Koko had thought about the concept of death and had some kind of conscious perception. Koko's incredible abilities soon attracted the attention of not only the scientific community, but also the whole world. Her ability to recognize herself in front of the mirror, to show emotional expressions, and to develop abstract thoughts took the bond with humans to a very different level. Koko even attracted the attention of celebrities. Leonardo DiCaprio was one of the names who came to meet her. But one of the most memorable visitors was the famous comedian Robin Williams. When Robin Williams entered Koko's side, he approached her with love. Koko immediately wrapped her arms around him. The two spent many minutes laughing. Koko laughed as she grabbed Robin's beard and tugged, then signaled, "I'm sorry." Years later, when Robin Williams passed away and the carers told Koko the sad news, she silently lowered her eyes to the floor and stayed like that for a long time. The next day, she said nothing and showed no interest in anything. This was a clear indication that she was grieving. One of the most touching incidents that demonstrates Koko's ability to form deep bonds, not only with people, but also with other animals, was when a kitten named All Ball came into her life. One Christmas day, Koko told her carers that she wanted a cat. First, they gave her a plush toy, but Koko quickly realized it wasn't a real cat and sadly retreated to a corner. Then a group of kittens were brought from the shelter, and Koko was allowed to choose one of them. Koko chose the smallest and weakest one. She named him All Ball. Koko adopted All Ball like a baby. She carried him in her arms and tried to lick him gently. She took care to love him with her big hands without hurting him. But one day, something tragic happened. All Ball ran away and ran into the road and was hit by a car. When the carers told Koko the news, she was silent. Then she made the "I'm sorry" and "I'm crying" signs. She did not eat for days, was constantly alone, and went into a deep mourning process. In those days, after hearing Koko cry in a human-like way, carers realized that she shared not only words, but also emotions. On a June morning in 2018, Koko passed away quietly in her sleep at the age of 46. But before he died, he left a final message to humanity. One day, perhaps instinctively sensing that the time of farewell was near, he turned to his carers and made these signs. This simple but profound sentence was like a warning to humanity. She was leaving a message to humanity, which had failed to protect nature and animals and had forgotten love. Koko was not just a gorilla, full proofs to the world that animals think, feel, and understand. And maybe one day, humanity will heed Koko's message and remember that love is the most important thing. You can subscribe to our channel and support our friends.